How China sank Indian submarines without firing a single bullet. China has been engaged in all-out war with India since the year 2005 using various means, covert, overt, and arming Indian neighbours and sabotaging wherever it can. One of the areas it focused on was on the submarines that India was designing and developing as the greatest threat to Chinese military as it came from the Malaka Strait. It's towards this objective China has been fighting a battle not to allow India to have the capability to threaten China when she is making her aggressive moves against India and the rest of the civilized world, subjugating the Indian subcontinent to the whims and fancies of the Chinese CCP dictators. China currently has more than 80 submarines, even though the numbers known are much smaller. However, China has built an enormous factory to build submarines in a large amount in a production line factory. These submarines will be built between 3 to 5 years in the factory that has been established in the Hainan shipyards. India needs to build up her capability quickly to be able to counter this vast incoming threat of Chinese ships and submarines and other modes of unrestricted Chinese warfare. The Chinese method of war is unrestricted warfare in every front and every sphere and space. Why do we need more submarines? We can use the advanced P-8I aircraft submarine detectors. However, this is not enough. This is a high-speed reconnaissance aircraft overhead and gone in a flash. To be able to fight the incoming submarines, we need just like boots on the ground. Submarines and ships need to be on the ground fighting in every front and every sphere in every space of the Indian Ocean. The Chinese threat is multidimensional. There is the Chinese supplied threat using Pakistan as a proxy state where they already have 8 submarines and 8 more are being built with Chinese assistance. This is a lie. China has been sending submarines one by one across to Pakistan and stationing them in Pakistan under the guise of being Chinese-supplied Pakistan submarines. Once a Hainan production line in China is complete, be ready for at least 20 Chinese submarines to be stationed in Pakistan using the Gwadar and any other port that is made available to the Chinese crossing over from Ladakh. This is one of the strategic reasons why China is strengthening herself in Ladakh. Also, the Bay of Bengal threat, where, using the Malaka Strait and the area around it, Chinese submarines will be coming towards the Bay of Bengal, acting against Indian ships and Indian shipping. This is the creeping threat of China against India and the world. In the Indian Ocean, the Hambantota port of Sri Lanka has been taken over by China. The Chinese government has bribed and made sure that the Sri Lankan authorities are not able to stand up for the Sri Lankan people and fight this dastardly enslavement of the Sri Lankan people by the Chinese subjugators. Chinese submarines will operate in disguise using Sri Lankan ports against India. The Andaman Sea, which is similar to the Bay of Bengal, is the route from which the Chinese submarines and warships will come towards the Indian Ocean and the Bay of Bengal, and beyond. We have 2 fronts to look at: the Arabian Sea threat, which is Pakistan supplied by China, and the Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal. India needs to create multiple theaters of command. The first theater of command is where we have the Arabian Sea theater of command. The second major command will be the Bay of Bengal theater of command. The third is the Andaman Sea theater of command. The fourth is the Indian Ocean theater of command, which will fight for Sri Lanka and the Maldives. There are hidden bases in the Maldives to supply Chinese submarines. These are based on islands taken for 40-year lease by Chinese companies and hotel groups under the pretext of building resorts for Chinese tourists. These will be used to supply and facilitate Chinese submarines to attack Indian shipping and any other shipping using these islands in the Maldives. What China did to destroy India's submarine capabilities is China worked on sabotaging the only Indian submarine program, which was using the Scorpion-class submarine. Chinese agents broke into the offices in France, got classified materials on the Indian submarine program, which they used in Australian newspapers to release so that class doubt is raised on the capabilities of this made for India submarine and how capable she will be against this huge incoming Chinese threat. What India must do against this huge threat coming from China is to build up a submarine fleet as quickly as possible. We need 20 Scorpion class submarines. Currently, we were going to stop at 6 submarines, but the expertise has now been built to build these submarines quickly and large numbers of a magic of their own. We must immediately continue this program and continue building these Scorpion class submarines so that the skill is not lost and the production line which has been built can continue. 20 second-hand Kilo class submarines from Russia should be procured. We do not need more aircraft carriers. What we need are more submarines. We need at least 20 second-hand Kilo class submarines which are already with Russia at this point of time to be bought over and made available to India to fight this dire threat from China. L&T has got the design and development capabilities to build submarines on a war footing. An order should be placed to build 40 coastal defense submarines. Once these submarines are made, can be very strategically placed in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, ensuring the defense against the dastardly Chinese threat. However, this threat can be neutralized if India takes back occupied Kashmir along with Gilgit and Balochistan. Thank you.